Stafford.
Never going to end.
No, it'll end tomorrow, but today it probably won't end anytime soon.
So when you pass gas, they're Peppers Rippers.
Peppers Rippers, yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's a good one. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number, or on the ticket text 97136. Colts won the Monday night game 41-10 last night. As we alluded to when we talked to Evan Jenkins, the Warriors over the Pacers, 142-106 last night in Oakland. The story there, Klay Thompson, 60, 21 of 33 from the floor, 8 of 13 from three-point range, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. And Stoney, most notably,
he did it in 29 minutes. He didn't play the fourth quarter.
29 minutes. 60 points in 29 minutes. That's like Jabril Peppers. I mean, you guys do it. I don't know how it is like Jabril Peppers, but it was phenomenal. Bulls play the Pistons tonight. Wings and the Jets. You can hear that game right here on 97.1. The ticket starting at 8 o'clock. And Michigan State both in college action tonight. Michigan taking on Texas. Michigan State taking on Youngstown State. And real quick on the Lions before we get to Charles Barkley. So we were talking about what's the magic number yesterday, and we were going to drill down in the numbers. I did do a little blog, and you can read it at freep.com, and maybe Evan will put it up at 97onetheticket.com as well. The Lions in the last 6 games have allowed 15.2 points per game.
That's good.
That's the number one team in scoring defense in the NFL is the Seahawks, who are allowing 16.2 points a game. Now, granted, that's over 12 games,
correct,
not over 6 games, but still 6 games. Jeez. Sorry, that was an air turbine that just went off in the studio. And then, since they started 1-3, they're allowing, I think it was 16.7 or 8, whatever, but still under 20 points a game. So their defense, their scoring defense, while statistically may not put up gaudy numbers, are getting the job done, and maybe part of that is the non-missed tackles.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles.
Yeah, last week on TNT, they were talking about the Golden State Warriors and their style of play, and Charles got into a little hot water for, well, Charles being Charles.
Maybe I'm old school, but I'm never going to like that little girly basketball where you have to outscore.
Well, at least you finally came out and said something like that.
Oh, I'm biased against girl basketball. Okay.
Now, he was asked who are the best teams in the Western Conference, and he said I think he said the Spurs and the Clippers. And to which Kenny Smith said, Charles, the Warriors won the West the last 2 years. Okay, yeah. They got to Game 7, they won the title. You can't say they're not the best team in the West. And so he said he doesn't like that girly basketball.
And the PC world got very offended.
Did they?
Some did, yes. Rachel Nichols, who's good friends with Charles, responded, look, I worked with Charles for 3 years. We've been friends for a lot longer. I love that man like a big brother. I texted him last night. I said, Chuck, think about how it feels for girls watching you hear you use girly or girls as a substitute word for weak or lame. It's not okay. And his point back to me was he was just having some fun. As he put it, quote, intent matters. And he is right, it does. But to borrow one of Chuck's own favorite phrases, in my opinion, that's still not good enough of a reason to feel okay about using that expression. And this isn't a PC police thing. I'm not offended in any way. This is just about girls out there who love watching Chuck talk about basketball as much as I do, who shouldn't have to grow up feeling like they are the living human stand-in definition of being less than or weak. And frankly, young boys shouldn't be growing up thinking that about boys either. So basically what Barkley was implying that, not unphysical basketball, non-physical basketball is lame. He used the term girly, and there are people that say you shouldn't, make the analogy of girls for weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes, you're excluding people out by doing that.
Right.
And I think Chuck Barkley is right. It's intent that matters. Sarah, are you offended when people use that word, girly basketball, or throws like a girl? Does that offend you?
It doesn't drive me crazy, but it's not girly so much. But when you say throws like a girl, no, that one perks my ears up more for some reason. I don't know why, but if in hearing the Barkley clip, it's not like all of a sudden I wanted to get my protest sign out and and go
Storm
find him.
TNT.
Yeah. I understand the point that going forward, you don't want something to do with women to equate weakness.
Correct.
I just, for me, that just doesn't drive me crazy.
I just feel like we're walking down the same road we always walk down with these things. Like when I was a kid, I would use the term gay, right? That's gay. And then it kind of, as I got older and wiser, it was pointed out to me, that's pretty offensive things to say. And so I don't say it anymore.
Correct.
And if I hear my kids saying it, I will correct them and say, don't say that. I don't know that I've ever used the term girly. So I'm a big believer, if someone's offended by something, then I would go out of my way not to offend those people. I also think sometimes, though, people create offenses. Now,
yes.
Rachel Nichols is a terrific writer, broadcaster, journalist, and she doesn't suffer fools. I mean, she's
right.
This is the woman who stood up to Roger Goodell at a press conference and basically went toe to toe with him and actually made him look bad.
Right.
So
Well,
I give her a great deal of credit.
Right. She
And
even says here she's not offended, but she thinks that...
No, but it's bothersome to her, and I can see that. I can totally see that. You know,
the definition is...
You're basically saying, what Barkley's saying is that the Warriors brand of basketball is basically not tough. It's weak. It's sissy. Others will say it's a beautiful brand of basketball because it's constant motion and they are just trying to outscore the competition. There's no thuggery involved. This isn't like the Bad Boys. So people loved the Bad Boys. People hated the Bad Boys. I just think you're always going to find people who are offended, and you're always going to find people who are offended by the people being offended.
So basically, he should just say, instead of girly, weak ass.
Sure.
No, he can say girly, and she can be offended, and then he can say, I'm sorry you're offended, and then you continue to say it, and the world keeps revolving.
But I think your example of the word gay is the best example. Is probably the best example that could be used in this situation, because the usage of it and the definition of it have evolved over the years. Is this not something that should evolve?
But
absolutely, it should evolve. And I think it has evolved.
But if he doesn't change this, people are going to say, "What do you mean? You know it's offensive to some people, and yet you're still using it." I mean, to me, I don't think it's a big deal. There's a lot of expressions that I feel are okay that now are politically incorrect that I know I can't use.
Example?
Retarded.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't
think you're actually going to give an example.
Say it, but it's, I'm not using it in that way, so it's all right. But that's an example of a phrase or an adjective that was used in one way that now it is politically incorrect to use that.
It depends where you use it. I mean, Howard Stern uses it all the time.
Well, Howard Stern's on satellite radio. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Charles Barkley's on free cable, and he can say what. There are certain people.
He can do what he wants.
We understand there are certain people in this nation who can do whatever they want.
Right.
Donald Trump pretty much can do what he wants because he was still elected president.
Right.
Even though he said some objectionable things along the way. I mean,
I don't think what Charles Barkley said was completely out of line. I don't. But then again, I'm not a woman. I mean, I have two daughters. I didn't ask them about this, but I
would be curious what they say. Seriously, go home and ask them about it because I thought about that context as well. I have two daughters as well. And my guess is if I presented this to them in the context that it's presented, they wouldn't like it very much. Now, if their older brother said it to them, then they really wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd like it very much. 248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136. Jamie and Stoney on 97.1. Oh, yeah, real quick. Clue number 4. Wow, this is the longest game we've ever played.